church by the highway with a flickering neon cross. Half the letters burned out like it's preaching about loss. Gravel crunching under boots, soaking smoke and sin. I was looking for an exit when that glow pulled me in. Doors hang crooked, paint peeled off the pews. Old hymns on the songboard, but they all sound like bad news. I walked down that center aisle feeling heavy as a stone. Every step I took said, boy, you ain't alone. There's gravel in the gospel when a man like me walks in. Dirt on my Bible, whiskey on my breath and skin. They say the blood can wash it, but I'm stained down to the bone. Yeah, there's gravel in the gospel, and it's grinding through my soul. Preacher's long gone, just a tape deck by the stage. Clicking, spitting, stuttered like a voice from another age. Choir robes hang empty like the ghosts of better men. I hear my mama calling from a life I never lived. I dropped down on a splintered bench, hand shaking in the dark. Cain and Abel on the stained glass, staring through my heart. I ain't prayed in 20 years, but the words still seem to know how to crawl up through the gravel where the lost ones go. There's gravel in the gospel when a man like me kneels down. Mud on my conscience, memories I can't drown. They say the blood can wash it, but I'm cramped like old stone. Yeah, there's gravel in the gospel, and it's grinding through my soul. I said, Lord, if you're listening, I ain't asking for a crown, just a little bit of mercy for the way I've let you down. Wind pushed through the door, it rattled every broken pane. Sounded just like boots on gravel calling out my name. Sun creeping through the rafters, dust dancing in the beams. I stand up feeling weaker than the boy I used to be. But there's something in that silence, like a hand I almost feel, saying you ain't done, just own your scars and every deal. So I walk back to the highway with a tremble in my chest. Halo still in pieces, but I'm fighting for what's left. Lady, you'll find a station where the old hymns roll. Gravel in the gospel starts singing to my soul. There's gravel in the gospel when a man like me walks on. Road dust in my lungs, but I'm humming one more song. If the blood can wash it, maybe I ain't too far gone, 'cause there's gravel in the gospel, still dragging me along. I hung a little cross over my childhood bed, said, boy, keep your boots clean and your heart out of red. Daddy kept a Bible in the dash of his old Ford, prayed over that shotgun like an answer to the Lord. I swore I'd walk a straight line, never touch the devil's hand, but the world don't pay in halos when you're growing up a man. First bottle, first fight, first why I couldn't show. Haven't lost a feather every mile I chose to go. Now there's rust on the halo they swore I'd wear, blood on the knuckles, smoke in my prayer. I was built for forgiveness, but I sank too low. Now there's rust on the halo and it won't let go. Yeah, rust on the halo and it won't let go. Small town preacher used to say, son, you're blessed, don't drift. But the only thing that moved me was the roar of a midnight shift. I traded choir lights for barroom signs that bud and bleed. Swapped out my good intentions for a faster kind of need. There's a girl back home who used to call me her safe place. Now she won't pick up the phone, just my ghost in her face. Every promise that I cracked like an old stained glass window. Turn that shining ring of angels into her hang low. Now there's rust on the halo they swore I'd wear, whiskey in the sun and gunpowder in the air. I was built for redemption, but I let it all go. Now there's rust on the halo and it won't stop growing. Yeah, rust on the halo and it won't stop growing. I ain't asking for a clean slate, I ain't begging for a crown. Just wonder if the Lord still hears a voice, this worn out sound. If I park their truck and sunrise on some old dirty road I know, will the sky still crack for sinners or just let the thunder roll? Now I'm staring at the dashboard, crossing a cracked rear view. Paint's all chipped and faded like the truth I never knew. I touch it with these busted hands and feel the tremor start. Like somewhere in the static there's a pulse left in my heart. Maybe heaven keeps the toolbox for the souls that come in late. May angels shine a metal that's been dragging underway, but till I've my next station where the good men go, I'm riding with this crooked light and learning what it shows. Cause there's rust on the halo they swore I'd wear, but there's still a little shine hiding under all the weary grace. And score the broken, then I'm hoping it's so. With this rust on the halo that I can't let go. Yeah, rust on the halo that I can't let go. You can see a spark in the ground where the lost ones roll. That's just rust on the halo, still fighting for a soul. Up a gas station, coffee shaking in my hand. White lines on the blacktop like an endless marching band. Midnight on the dashboard, 2 a.m. in my bones. Just me and this old diesel in a cab full of ghosts. I spin the dial through the static, just white noise and snow, till one cold voice cuts in saying, welcome to the show. It's Graveyard Shift Radio, singing for the lost, for the hearts on the highway who already paid the cost. Every verse a warning, every chorus like a stone. I'm driving through the dark, but I don't feel alone. Yeah, Graveyard Shift Radio, where the dead still dial the phone. First song was about a kid who took a curve too fast at night. Name and county match a story I've tried to leave behind. Next one is a waitress who believed the drifter's lies. Sounds like every broken promise buried in my mama's eyes. DJ laughs slow and gravelly. If these tales sound like you, that's the price of all the miles you swore you never have to prove. It's graveyard shift radio, singing for the lost, for the sins in your ear you thought you shook off. Every line a mirror, every chorus like a blow. I'm racing down the blacktop while the station digs below. Yeah, graveyard shift radio, where your secrets start to show. He says, if you're hearing this at 3 a.m., a fire in your chest, maybe ease that pedal down before you end up like the rest. Static cracks like thunder, guitars come rolling in. Feels like every mile marker knows exactly where I've been. Next track starts with sirens and a prayer under the noise. Somebody begging heaven, Lord, please spare that boy. I see my face in the window, pale and hard in me, like a ghost behind the wheel in a long forgotten scene. Some rider finding mercy, some just vanish on this road. Either way the DJ whispers, we'll spin your final chord. It's graveyard shift radio, sing for the lost, for the ones who drive in circles till they finally pay the cost. Every verse a eulogy, every chorus like a toll. And I'm somewhere in the static, trying not to lose my soul. Yeah, graveyard shift radio, taking names on every road. I killed the engine on the shoulder, watch the moonlight hit the cone. Seeing no fates and nothing like it never call me home. But when I turn that key tomorrow and the darkness starts to glow, I know I'll hear that voice again. Your tomb where lost souls go. Your graveyard shifter radio, something I control. Pull off the highway where the map runs, then found the busted neon halo saying, come on in. Sign on the door just said, open till it's late. Like it knew about the stack of choices I ain't made. Smoke hanging low like a bad old breath. Every eye in the shadows felt like it knew I was there. Bartenders polishing glasses that don't ever shine. So welcome to the bar room where we're drinking borrowed time. This is the borrowed time bar room, where the clocks don't chime. Every soul at the counter, paying slow on a late deadline. You can drown your past in a bottom shelf wine, but you're only buying minutes, or you're drinking borrowed time. Yeah, you're only buying minutes in the borrowed time bar room tonight. In the corner sat a soldier staring through the wall. Dog tags round his neck like a ghost still on call. Next to him a waitress with her apron still on. Said she closed up 20 years ago but never quite went home. Old man at the jukebox with ringing no wife, playing one sad record like it's looping his life. Every one of them nodded like they knew the same crime as the bartender poured another round of borrowed time. This is the borrowed time bar room, where the clocks don't chime. Every soul at the counter, paying slow on a late deadline. You can bluff your guilt with a whiskey and a lime, but the tab reads the truth, you're drinking borrowed time. Yeah, the tab reads the truth in the borrowed time bar room tonight. I said, how much for a double that can wipe my slate clean? every sin, every deal, every half-forgotten shame. You've been driving from your shadow since you first held the key, but the road only bends so far before it circles back on me. He topped off my glass, said the leaper caught ahead, says your seat's reserved right here when you run out of tread. Jukebox clipped to static like a flat line on a screen. I saw my own reflection in my bottles in between. He said you can finish that drink and go race the white line, but remember this bar's for when you're out of borrowed time. This is a borrowed time barroom where the clock don't shine. Every soul at the counter pay a small on a late deadline. You can roar down the blacktop and swear you're doing fine, but your name's on the glass in the borrowed time ballroom tonight. Yeah, your name's on the glass in the borrowed time ballroom tonight. Down my spine, engine turning over like a countdown on my life. Radio whispered softly like a bell without a chop, singing every road you're riding is paved with borrowed time. Little glass coffin full of bridges that I burned. Cracked photo in the visor. Smile from another life. Holding hands with a woman who never became my wife. Ticket stubs on the dash from nights I don't recall. Every scrap of paper feels like writing on a wall. You can say I'm just a drifter in a beat-up rolling folder, but all I see around me are coffins in the cup holder. I got coffins in the cup holder, ghosts in the glove box, memories on the back seat stacked up like roadkill thoughts. Every little thing I carry is a grave I never told her. Yeah, I'm driving down the highway with coffins in the cup holder. I'm driving down the highway with coffins in the cup holder. Half smoked back of Marlboro sitting by the stick. For the nights I swore I quit but lit them up real quick. Matchbooks from motels where the neon never sleeps. Where I buried one more promise I knew I'd never keep. Cash receipts like tombstones with the dates I ran away. Circle around the map like ghosts that never learn to stay. If you wanna know my story, it ain't written in no folder. Scribbled all these relics and coffins in the cup holder. I got coffins in the cup holder, ghosts in the glove box, heartbreak in the ashtray, time bombs in the ticks and talks. Every little thing I carry is a grave I never told her. Yeah, I'm riding with my history and coffins in the cup holder. I'm riding with my history and coffins in the cup holder. Their past in boxes underneath the bed. Mine's riding with the potholes, humming with the dread. You can call it sentimental, you can call it plain obscene, but every scar I never face, ride shotgun in between. If the reaper ever flags me down on some lonesome midnight shoulder, he can read my whole obituary from the coffins in the cup holder. Got a roadhouse key on a ring by the radio dial for a door that won't unlock in a town I ain't seen in a while. One silver shell in the console, never chambered, never fight. For the night I almost ended what this bad road has inspired. I tell myself I'm cleansing when I throw one thing away, but something else just takes its place by the break of day. Till I learn to face the mirror, I ain't getting any colder. I'll just pack another memory in rusted locks. Every little thing I carry it away upon my shoulder. Yeah, I'm driving toward tomorrow with coffins in a cup holder. I'm driving toward tomorrow with coffins in a cup holder. If you see my tail lights fading down that broken strip of road, know I got a card full of funerals I ain't quite let go till I learn to bury it proper. What I keep getting older, I'll be singing these Reaper Road songs with coffins in the cup holder.
There's a rusted metal sign on a busted county road, bullet holes in the letters where the locals let it know. First time that I saw it, I was riding in the back. Daddy's truck was humming, sky was turning black. Headlights caught that warning like a ghost stuck in the weeds. Slow down, dangerous curve was bleeding through the trees. Mama crossed herself and whispered something down the line. Said, remember this place, boy, there's blood on that back road sign. There's blood on the back road sign, names you won't read, lives you won't find. Every time I pass that pain and rust, I taste old metal, gravel, and dust. You can ride that curve like you're doing fine, but the Reaper knows a shortcut to that back road sign. Yeah, the Reaper knows a shortcut to that back road sign. Years rolled on like thunder and I learned to drive too fast, chasing down my demons with a half tank and a match. One night me in trouble, took that corner way too hard. Rain on steel and whiskey driving blind through the dark. Saw those letters coming at me like a judgment in the rain. Felt the back end slide and heard my heartbeat say my name. Truck is mud instead of steel, I somehow stayed in. But I left a new set of tire marks just beneath that sign. There's blood on the back road sign, not just theirs, feels a little like mine. Every skid mark, every cross and dust, every rest in peace carved in the rust. You can swear you'll never cross that line, but the road keeps bending back to that back road sign. Yeah, the road keeps bending back to that back road sign. Some say it's just bad pavement and a lazy county crew, but I've seen too many flowers there to think that that is true. Feel like every wrong turn is free life ever told, gathers in that gravel where the nights stay cold. Drive a little slower when the sky starts closing in. Got these scars on my knuckles and a list of old sins. Sometimes I pull over, kill the lights and let it rain. Listen to the thunder, say you could have stayed in that lane. I run my hand across the post, feel the dance, I'm peeling white. Whisper names I never knew into the sleepless night. Then I climb back in and roll on down that crooked line, leaving my own heartbeat echo with that back road sign. There's blood on the back road sign, stories written with a steel meets time. Every time I live to see it shine, I say a prayer for the ones who ain't behind the line. You can cheat that curve one more time, but you're gambling with the blood on that back road sign. Yeah, you're gambling with the blood on that back road sign. If you feel your wheels start to slide someday and rewind, just remember there's a tally hanging on that back road sign. start to slide someday in rain and wine, just remember there's a tally hanging on that back roadside.